Hey, what's going on, everybody? Uh, Welcome to my YouTube. This is one of the only times I've done a video like this, so bear with me, you know? Anyway, I'm gonna talk about how I got started and how I got into photography, stuff like that, when I got a little bit more serious with it. So I started grade 10 when I took this photography course in my high school. And it was all right for me because the assignments were a little bit boring. It was like, it was just like learning the basics of photography. There's not much individual creativity that you can actually put into that course. It was just like, hey, use your camera. How do you, like, what is ISO? It was all the basic terms. So I got that done, and then grade 11 goes by, and then grade 12 starts. And I remember I was so bored one night that I just I went out, and it was in Vancouver. It was like a rainy night, and I remember taking my camera with me on a walk. I think it was like during the end of my grade 12, and I was getting ready to move and go to Ontario for university. And I remember I took my camera and I attempted to do some street photography because I had never done that before. There was no assignments in grade 10 for stuff like that. So I took my camera out and then I took some shots, and I was blown away. I was so surprised. No one cares you take a photo of them, other than the minority, right? The few make it a little mad. But I was so surprised. Nobody cared. I took a shot. And I'm actually going to place it on the screen here. This is one of my favorites, actually. It's right, I think it's a club, actually, a club or a bar, one of those. And yeah, so I took a picture, and it was just like a whole crowd. They just didn't seem to care at all. And I remember I was so surprised and so happy. It felt so new, I was like, oh my God, this is a whole new avenue we can delve ourselves into, creativity-wise. And I just kept doing it over and over. And I remember I was really into Tron at the time. So I tried to edit it in a cyber futuristic type of way. And I've actually got a video explaining how to edit videos like that, which I will put a link in the description, and I'll put a little hyperlink thing. It's gonna be linked on the YouTube video. Anyway, so like I was saying, I loved Tron at the time, so I decided to go for a futuristic feel. This is one of the first few shots that I attempted this with, so obviously it's not the best. But man, I loved it. I loved taking a photo, having it look normal, then going home and boom, making it look futuristic, making it look how I want it to look. That's what I liked. I liked how it was personal, individualistic. That's what I loved about it, So once I got that out the way, I remember I was like, oh my God, my camera sucks. I had a Canon Rebel T5, which is not the most optimal for night photography. So I decided to get a Sony mirrorless, and I'm going to show you a picture of my camera here. That's me taking a little phone camera selfie. Don't mind that. Yeah, so I got my Sony mirrorless. Got the Sony A7 II, I believe. So grade 12 rolls by. We moved to Ontario. We go to our university, which is U Ottawa. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm a very huge introvert. I don't really talk to people that much. I have my own select friends. I don't hang with too many people. I like to keep my circle tighter. And I was just like anyone. I went to Ottawa with nobody. I had no friends. I had nobody, other than my kind roommates at the start. So what I ended up doing was I would just take my camera, and every night that I was bored, I would just walk for like 3 hours all over Ottawa, and this made it so I could learn the whole environment. You know, I literally know Ottawa like the back of my hand now. You could drop me anywhere and I'll know exactly where I am. And I did that, and then I took a bunch of shots. And what I love about that is it didn't just make me better at photography, it made me come out of my comfort zone, which I think is super important, especially an introvert. Um, you know, it's not the safest walking out 11 p.m. and still walking until like 2, 3 in the morning, but I felt comfortable. You know, I felt like when I was carrying the camera and taking the photos, I was almost like invisible, which I loved personally. And another part of it is it's so easy to be interactive with other people. I remember so many times where I would have the location in mind and literally somebody would walk by and I'd be like, hey, I love your style. Would you like to be a model in this shot that I'm taking? You don't have to show your face. It can just be your silhouette. And people would be down. People would be like, yeah, of course. What's your Instagram? I would love to. And so I could connect with others that way. And because of photography, I did a bit of media work in my university's newspaper and my university's sport teams. So as you can see, like it went from grade 10, not really knowing what I'm doing, grade 12, going out, finding my niche, liking night photography, not liking street photography, infusing that with futuristic, neon noir type of vibe. And then using the knowledge that I learned and giving it to organizations like the newspaper, my university, and not even just those two. I ended up taking photos for random people. Like they would hit me up and say, hey, I want to take portraits. Hey, could you come to this event? Hey, could you do X and Y? I like your work. And I think that's why everyone should at least try it. And if you don't like it, you know, just experiment with a whole variety of things, and you'll find what you like. Honestly, I think that's the best advice. I know this was a yap fest. Apologies for that, but I just wanted to give a bit of a background of who I am, why I do this, and I hope this is helpful. And I'm gonna stop talking now. So if you're still here, thank you.